alive.
Oh, God.
Yay! We live again.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
I need to open the chat because I do not have that open right now.
Oh, there's a lot of people. I mean, there's always a lot, but they're chatty.
Oh my God, yeah, they are. What's up, y'all? Come on, party people. Throw your hands in the air.
That's weird. Mine isn't updating. Okay. Wow, it's suddenly coming in all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Did that for me as well. We are live. Oh, you guys have been here for a minute. Good.
Goodness, y'all. What is going on?
I'm excited.
I am also excited.
Excited.
I'm beside.
Beside.
I'm
It's
beside
similar.
myself.
That sounds filthy. You beside yourself. Like you cloned yourself for sex purposes?
I mean, worse things, right?
That's true.
Who wouldn't have sex with their clone?
I would definitely have sex
Liars.
with my clone.
Liars are the ones who would not have sex with their clone.
Agreed.
You would. You all know you would.
There's just so many things I would want to experience, like, you know, back and forth forever.
Forever.
Ah. So underneath my slanket is Munchkin!
Kitty!
Say hello, Munchkin. He's getting so big.
That's how cats work.
It's true, they do. I'm very curious to see what he's going to be like at his full size.
Bigger.
Than everything.
Yes.
It would be pretty awesome if you turned into one of those gigantic fucking cats.
Then the name would be even funnier.
Well, so also since Munchkin means a power gamer, I figure like it's a great name, like whether or not he gets huge, whether he stays small. Like, all right, you can go back underneath my blanket. So yeah, he and Kita are not like getting along per se, but on those times when he's like asleep or quiet, she's sniffed him a couple of times.
Oh,
I'm like, that's positive. Like, that's a good thing. Otherwise, when he was awake, though, he just wants to play with her. And by play, I mean flying body tackle. Like, he just comes out of nowhere. And she's just like, what? No. She usually runs away. Because, again, I'm really glad that she's not a bully type of cat. She doesn't want
She's like, fucking millennials.
Yes, exactly. Oh, my old Gen Xer cat. I love her so much. They both eat each other's food all the time. He's just a greedy little ass, and she's definitely a revenge eating. Like, sometimes she'll be like, I'm just gonna stretch right near his food bowl, and I'm like, I know what you're doing, kitty. Like, I can see through your bullshit. I'm your mom.
She's so your cat.
She really is.
Like,
nom, 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 nom. Yeah, although I guess when we take Munchkin to the vet, so Faith's last name is the same as mine, but I figure Munchkin should get John's name because I always told John, like, any children we had together would get his last name because you always know who your mother is. That, like, I see last names as like a paternity declaration, and that's the one thing you can never be sure of necessarily. So I figured he'd be, you know.
Missy?
Yeah.
John is not his father.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And surprise, you're not his mommy either.
I gave birth to that kitten.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did, though.
If you did, you would be a medical anomaly, and you would be lying, and you would just be having someone smuggle you kittens to shove up your hoo-ha and or baby rabbit parts.
Yes.
Yeah,
mostly
gotta
rabbits,
have them
though.
baby rabbit parts up there. So weird. So weird, she says, while claiming to have given birth to a kitten. But at least the kitten would come out alive.
That's true.
There's that.
That is true.
I don't want baby rabbit parts just to be a freak. I want a live kitten at the end of it.
I can't believe someone was doing that.
That is
Like,
one of those
repeatedly, too.
Yeah, and someone, like, the part that baffles me, like, Well, the part that baffles me is that this crazy person who was willing to shove dead animals and animal parts into her vagina also convinced someone else to bring her said animal parts when she couldn't go get them herself any longer, and not say anything about it. And just like shut up about it.
Yeah, that is, I mean, on one hand, everyone has to have a hobby, I guess.
Sure.
But on the other hand, that's stuffing rabbit parts in your vagina.
Yeah, it's real weird. It's real.
It's not my favorite thing.
But have you tried it?
No.
Is it in your top 5?
That's why it's not my favorite.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I'm not
rabbit
gonna.
is delicious. Why would you waste rabbit on just stuffing it? I guess that you could eat it after it fell out, but it'd probably be real gross.
No. I'm not gonna do any of those things.
Well, your loss.
I'm fine with that.
Like that rabbit pot pie I ate in Seattle when we were there for Emerald City Comicon. God damn, that was a good pot pie.
So long ago.
I know, right? But I remember that pot pie. And you took a picture with that dude who was like the vigilante superhero in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
The guy with the golden black costume, I want to say.
Yeah, Phoenix something or other. River Phoenix. I don't remember.
That
Dark
sounds right.
Phoenix. No, that's someone else.
Those names sound familiar. So those are probably both who you're talking about.
Yeah, 100%.
Both of them.
He just walked through and you were like, oh my God, that's him. And you went and managed to get a picture with him. And I was like, he's actually pretty physically impressive. Like,
well, if you're gonna do like real vigilante bullshit, you better be ready to fucking take down some drunk motherfuckers.
That's true, but on the other hand, if you think about the sort of people that would normally gravitate towards vigilanteism, it's probably like skinny white guys with the real patchy mustaches and that like a flat-brimmed cap under a hoodie.
Sure, but they get their ass handed to them and get out of the cave real fast.
True. But yeah, this guy was like, he was tall and he was built. I was like, wow, actually, he looks like a superhero.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, going out with his pepper spray and whatnot.
I wonder whatever happened to that guy.
I know. Like,
I don't think I ever heard anything about him after
Kevin Larson in the chat says Phoenix Jones.
Yeah, Phoenix Jones. That's what we said, you guys. I don't know what you're...
Totally.
I know what you're talking about.
Which is also a pretty good name. On one hand, it could just be somebody's name, but on the other hand, it's a good superhero name. So yeah, I also wonder if like other cities have like that kind of person, like who's doing the real life, you know, superhero, aka vigilanteism.
I mean, not very well is probably the answer.
Yeah,
or really well, and that's why nobody knows about it.
True. But people would talk, right? You'd start seeing things pop up on Reddit about last night I was saved from drunken rapist assholes by a guy in a fucking llama costume.
True. There'd be some YouTube videos.
Yeah. People would be talking about that shit.
Oh, Jesus. Kevin Larson says he's an MMA fighter, too. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, that actually...
That tracks.
Because, yeah, that is the thing. If you're going to actually do that shit, you got to be prepared for your pepper spray to not be enough. I had so much delicious cheese sauce this evening.
I had pizza because I don't have any more photo shoots.
Yay! Well, I keep inching closer and closer to 700 calories a pop on the elliptical. I was at 689 was the last time.
Geez, for how long?
1 minute, 1 hour and 5 minutes.
I was like, 1 minute. Hold up.
You know. Yeah, 1 hour and 5 minutes.
I think I was going to say, I think your counter is off if it's 1 minute.
1 minute for 700 calories. Yep, I'm that good.
Or you should be making a lot of money telling people how you do that.
Exactly. But yeah, so I'm just like, I can have some cheese sauce. I guess now I have to think about fucking being skinny to get married because now I have a wedding date. That's gonna be a thing that happens. Although I have some really fun, nerdy ideas. The great thing is John and I are both atheists. So in terms of who we get to officiate, I'm thinking like, I want that person to dress up as a cleric of a Dungeons and Dragons god. Because it's all the same to me and him, right? Like, so yeah. I kind of want to be married by a cleric of Amanador.
Whatever makes you happy. It's your fucking wedding. I don't give a shit what you do.
We're not dressing up in stupid outfits, though.
Oh, no. Just bridesmaids' dresses. Hey-oh!
I repeat what I said.
I do kind of want to make them not suck, though. So
I mean, everyone says that, but does everyone actually do that?
Well, I figured what I would do is tell you guys the colors that I wanted and then just turn you loose on BHLDN.com, which is Anthropologie's bridal website. A lot of their stuff is both really nice and not very expensive. Like, some of their cutest bridal gowns are less than $400.
I think your definition of expensive and mine are very different.
Well, if you go to a place like David's Bridal, it's similar prices.
Yeah, but I never would.
I never would either. Like, because their quality is so much shoddier and everything is hideous. Also, at David's Bridal, if you buy anything there, they sign your ass up for Mary Kay. Like, it's a thing. They have an actual contractual relationship with Mary Kay vendors and will sign you up for a special bridal facial, which here's the fun thing about Mary Kay. I had this happen to me once because you get asked, don't you want a facial? Don't you want to get pampered? And I mean, obviously bitches love facials. I
like a different kind of facial.
Right there with you. It's good for your skin. Egg white. Anyway, the thing is, because no Mary Kay lady is a trained esthetician.
Yeah.
They just give you small samples of the product and you have to put it on your own fucking face.
Well, yeah, that's the point, is that they're teaching you how to do it.
But
they're letting
facial,
you try out it's not a facial. It's a come try out some products and then maybe buy some.
Right, exactly. They market it as a facial, which is someone else putting shit on your face and sucking gunk out of your face, more importantly.
Oh,
and that's
make
where
it sound so sexy.
I know. Don't you like to watch pimple popper vids?
No, absolutely not. It is stomach turning and awful, and I think you're gross.
That's what makes it so arousing.
It's
stomach turning and awful. Yes.
Dislike.
He has her own TV show now.
Yeah, and that's gross too, I'm sure.
Does all this stuff for free for people who wouldn't have access to that kind of care.
I mean, it's beautiful. I'm glad that she does that, but
but yeah, that's what a facial is supposed to be. Like, people like gently steaming you and putting on silken unguents and salves and whatnot.
I don't think a facial is supposed to be Dr. Pimple Popper going to town on your goddamn pores.
That actually is what most facials are.
It's Dr. Pimple Popper is very different.
That's generally like what a lot of
She's
people
going
go to
after some
for.
cysts, Rissy. It's nasty.
Cysts are, I had to have a giant sebaceous cyst removed from the back of my neck twice.
Girl, I know.
They let me take it home the second time.
You're gross.
Do you still have it?
I wish, no.
I wish we'd give that away to our patrons.
Wouldn't that be the best thing ever? Who wants Rissy's sebaceous cyst?
I mean, the real question is, who doesn't?
I'm going to guess all of them. That would be my guess. All of them don't want it. Though I would have loved if you had moved it multiple times with you.
I think I did move it once. Oh, I love the JD Dumont. I thought the bridal facial came after the wedding. Oh, Josh is talking about people making homemade masks with activated charcoal. That shit is such bull. Like, there's no evidence that activated charcoal does a goddamn thing for your face. It's really good to put in your stomach if you've been poisoned. Like, that's true. But that doesn't hold true of impurities on your skin. It's not like charcoal's like, oh shit, your face has got the poison in it. The poison of zits.
So what would you recommend?
For a wash-off mask? Honestly,
semen.
Yeah, egg white can actually have a temporary tightening effect on your face, and semen is basically egg white.
Come on your own face, boys.
For science. But honestly,
are you noticing fine lines and wrinkles? Just spooge on your face.
Jacket on your face. Churn that hog. But there's a really good 10-minute sulfur and glycolic acid mask that I use from Korea. And it just fucking murders zits in their zit wombs before Mike Pence can even make you throw a funeral for him. It is so good. Yeah, I love it. It's only on 10 minutes. Kind of smells like Satan's butthole, but it's so worth it. It's the zit murderiest thing ever. So if you're using a charcoal mask because you think it's going to help with your acne, use a mask with shit that actually works and is backed up by data instead.
There you go. Science, kids.
Science!
Josh Donovan wants to know what it's called, Rissy.
It is called the Sidmool, SIDMOOL. That's the brand name. AC, as in the letters A and C, by BYE, sulfur pack. In Korean cosmetics, AC means acne. So it's basically the acne by sulfur pack. And pack is another term for mask. I only know of one website you can get it off of, Beauty Box Korea, but they are very awesome. Their selection is out of this fucking world. It's a little on the expensive side, but you get a lot of it, and you don't need to use it all that often because it's just so fucking good at murdering acne.
In the butt.
In the butt. In its acne butt.
Rissy, you should have your own beauty channel, is what Jason said, and I am proposing that your tagline would be "Murder Acne."
That's not bad.
In the butt.
In the butt. I've actually thought about doing a YouTube channel for a while. Oh God, you guys, I guess while we're waiting for our special guest to arrive, man, there has been some serious shit in the beauty community because one of the
drama bitches, always with the drama.
Well, it's not even like regular drama. It's like corporate drama. There's a company called Sunday Riley that makes a lot of fucking nonsense garbage that bougie people really love, including me. I was sucked into it because all their products are colored in funny ways and have goofy names. They made this supposedly blue calming face oil with a retinoid in it, so it's supposed to both soothe your skin and make your wrinkles go away. I bought 2 bottles of that fucking overpriced shit. It's like $100 a bottle. It did not do anything for me. But they just got busted and admitted to getting all their employees to write fake reviews on Sephora and other websites.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of their former employees went to Reddit and leaked an email that had been sent out, and this shit was detailed. The person was their head of social media.
Hi.
Oh, yeah!
We have a special guest!
Hi. Bye.
Hi, everyone.
Bye!
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Hi.
It is crazy over here. I'm so sorry. It took me so long to get here.
We've just
Girl, you're here!
We've just been shooting the shit.
Okay.
You all good. And streaming while we do it. Rissy's been giving beauty tips.
Ooh, and I missed them?
You missed them.
Mostly about murdering your zits in their zit womb.
Yeah, you gotta, strike while they're infants, really.
Exactly. Danny gets it.
Whew.
Hi, welcome back, sort of.
Yeah, it's take 2.
I am
Yep.
so sorry. You know what? We should just start the podcast before we even talk about any of this.
Yes.
I am already recording.
All right.
Everybody else, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, we're hitting record in 3, 2, 1. And everybody clap so I can sync it up in 3, 2, 1. Beautimus.
Beautimus Maximus.
Amanda, if you want to go ahead and get us started,
Show.
that'd be great.
Hello and welcome to episode 100 again of the Dork Pridecast. My name is Amanda.
My name is still Blythe.
And I'm Rissy. We make up a comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, and this is our podcast, which is also funny, depending on how much you like poop jokes and dick jokes, or if you're drunk, or if you're in Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray and Andy What's-Her-Nuts. Because this time, we're doing it all over again. And why are we doing that?
Woo! Because someone decided to run into and take out an entire power system right next to my apartment building.
Oh my god, that's what happened? Some motherfucker drove their car into it?
Yeah.
Is that what you heard?
Apparently.
Holy shit!
So
kind of terrifying.
what I heard was two low, loud sounds, almost like a boat horn. No, just what, like,
Oh, okay.
but it, like, that's what I would liken it to, but it also clearly was made by physical objects and not like a horn. And then the power was just gone.
Whoa.
So
Well, now we know.
I actually had to, my husband was at a gig and I had to call him and be like, hi, can you please drive faster? Because I'm a little freaked out right now.
No shit.
It was fine. Yeah, just somebody crashed into the pole and it took my stream down, which took down the entire stream because I host it.
Mhm.
So if you were here last week, you got a little peek
A teaser.
for about 15 minutes.
Well, and I just kept going because in the past, like, all of us individually have gone down at various times, and the thing we always do is just keep going and not try to make too big a deal out of it. So
For
I was just
sure.
like, I'm just gonna keep going with this, and Blythe will come back any second now. Blythe? Blythe?
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh
And-
shit, we're not live anymore.
Yeah, it went for a little while. So
Yeah.
I assume that it's like if the host comes back, it'll keep going,
Right.
which in the past it always come back. So for those of you who do not know, our special guest is Dani, and she was our original Green Damsel back many, many years ago. We don't want to talk about how many
Let's
years.
not- age ain't nothing but a number.
I'm back.
We're getting like dangerously close to 10 years that we started this thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gross.
that
It's
is
like,
disturbing.
it's gross.
But you know what? I feel like a much smarter person than I was.
Me too.
So that's a plus. Like, I feel like a more confident and empowered and smarter person than I was when we first started Damsels. I think I was skinnier then,
Me too.
Yeah.
I think we probably all were.
but I feel smarter now, and I think that that's a good trade-off. So
Yeah, I feel like I have a better handle on life in general. I made some real bad choices back in those days.
oh, same. We all did.
Oh, me too.
But hey, we're all still talking to each other, so
Right?
It's crazy. So,
Shit.
yeah, it's been a while. I know you
Been a
guys
while.
talked briefly about what you have been up to, but let's just talk about it again because I wasn't here the first time.
That's true.
yeah, what have I been up to? I forget what I have already said on the last one. So
I mean, you can
Just pretend it never happened.
yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
Let's just start
Um,
with your conception and go forward from there.
okay, so I was born.
How is your mom?
She's good. Yeah, no, I left the Damsels, sadly. And I moved to North Carolina and lived in my parents' basement. And
Like a true gamer.
We've all been there.
oh, and then like I got I took my Xbox down there and so I had my Xbox and I had Netflix and I was like a little gremlin down in the basement and like that was my life. And it was okay, like it was good, but I needed to do something. So I decided that I would go to special effects makeup school. So I went to New York City and I went to a program for that and I learned special effects makeup. And I thought about living in New York, but I hated it because it's kind of terrible. It's kind of magical, kind of terrible.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's amazing, but it also smells like pee all the time. So,
did you see any rats?
Oh, there were rats everywhere.
That's what I've heard, that their rats are really big and have no fear of human beings.
Oh, no.
And they steal your pizza.
They'll steal your pizza.
That's a rat.
Drag it down into the subway. Yeah, no, I left. And while I was there too, everyone I talked to, I was like, I don't know what I want to do. And they were like, you seem like kind of a Los Angeles person. And I was like, yeah, because it's cold here.
Yes, that's the worst part.
It was so cold, and I missed my car. Like, I'm not even a huge fan of driving, but I missed having a car and being able to drive. So yeah, so I moved out to Los Angeles, and I did some special effects makeup, and then discovered that I hate working on film sets. Because it's long hours, and it's usually early in the morning, and it's too many dudes.
Too many dicks on that dance floor.
Like, I love mixed company. I think it's too many girls scares me, and too many guys scares me. I think like
see that
mixed company feels great, but yeah, on film sets it was like there were just so many dudes. And yeah, so then I just started working jobs, and then I worked at LootCrate for 3 years, running social media, and then I went to DC Comics for a year, and now I'm helping out with social media for LA Comicon.
Ooh.
But it's only part-time, and I'm going to find another job. Yay!
Yay!
That's so fun. And LA Comicon is happening this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I was so late to the stream. There's just so much happening. So I've been trying to like help out with it, but it's crazy.
I can only imagine.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's good. It's good times.
I have a friend performing at LA Comicon because she is a part of a Harry Potter improv group, and that feels like it's right down your alley.
Wait, who is it?
It's Steph Pressman. You actually probably know her.
You know Steph. I know Steph.
Who doesn't know Steph?
So my husband used to be in that Harry Potter improv group.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he used to be in it.
Okay,
and
how does this shit work? Is it like some Commedia dell'arte shit where everyone has a one set character and then you improvise like long form improv scenes?
There are no set characters, so everybody is of course wearing like, I think everyone's wearing like either a skirt or pants, and then a white shirt, and then a tie. One of the house
tie.
So everyone, but when they improv, they make up all kinds of characters. Everyone plays different things, but they just kind of make it all themed around Harry Potter. I went to some of the shows because Sheldon was in it.
Right.
It was pretty good.
I really enjoyed the show that I saw. I had a lot of fun. Steph gave me her camera, and she was like, here, take pictures. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I know Stephanie. I've known her for a while. Yeah, that's cool.
I love the fact that can exist anywhere in the world as like a viable thing. That makes me happy.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's crazy. So that's so funny. I did not know that.
Yeah.
He was
in it. And then I think they started changing up their like rehearsal times, and Sheldon was like, I can't make it anymore. But he really likes that whole group. Yeah. Stephanie just had a baby.
Aww.
She had that baby like a year and a half ago.
I'm so behind.
Stephanie's child makes my ovaries cry eggs.
Oh, wow.
It's a pretty cute baby. I met it very briefly. You know what? It has been over a year because I did meet her baby at LA Comicon last year. I don't pay attention to babies.
I was really upset because she had that baby like a couple months after I left LA. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I needed baby time. And you couldn't get knocked up a couple months sooner.
No, she should have planned it around you.
Yes. Thank you. I couldn't make her understand that.
I'm going to start planning. I mean, I'm not planning right now.
Well, maybe you should.
Babies, but I'm going to start planning them around my friends.
Like, when are you going to come visit me? Give me 9 months notice.
Yeah, exactly.
That baby.
Preferably 10 months in case it takes a little time.
Sure.
Right. Yeah, because it's 40 weeks, not 9 months. It's a long goddamn time.
Yeah, 40 weeks.
It's too long.
It's-
Yes,
like-
explain it to the one person who's actually done it before, you dumb bitch.
Well, that is fucking awesome. And
Thank you.
you failed to mention the TV show that you were on, but you know, whatever.
Oh, I don't like to talk about it. I moved out and I was working like, I don't want to say a shitty job, but it was like my first job in LA was kind of for this like media company, and it was super minimum wage, and I was working really late at night, and it was like, this sucks. And there was this geek reality show casting, and so I applied and I like made it through all these rounds, and then I got on it, and I almost didn't because I don't really like reality TV shows usually. It just really depends. Like some I think are great and some I don't like. So I almost didn't do it because like people do crazy things. So
Well, and they edit edit you however they want.
you
They might
never
turn you into the
know.
villain.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I'm super nice. So
I was gonna say it
It would be a stretch, but they could do it to almost anyone with the
It's-
magic.
would be very
true.
difficult. There were much easier targets for that on the show, shall we say. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
some people
Yeah.
aren't
some
just aren't nice people.
I agree. Yeah. No, I almost didn't do it, but I knew that on the show they would be interning for LA Comicon, which at the time was Stan Lee's Comicon. And so I went into the whole thing like, I'm not doing this to be famous. I'm doing this to get a job because I wanted a better job than the one that I had. And so that's why you see everyone else kind of just like going through the motions of like the work that they gave us. But I was like, I am going to crush this. And so I was actually like doing as much really good work as I possibly could. And yeah, so I ended up winning because I was actually trying. And yeah, that's how I started working with LA Comicon, and then I got my job at LootCrate through it. So it ended up, as much as I like kind of regret going on the show, it did kind of like start my career path. And so
Yeah. Unfortunately, I feel like there are a lot of things that were unfortunate choices in my own personal life, and that things that ended badly but ultimately led to something better. And
Yeah.
it's like,
you can't fully regret it.
right. So like I really hate that I did that thing, or I really hate
Mhm.
that I made that choice.
Mhm.
But if I hadn't done that, then I wouldn't have gotten these other opportunities. So it's like, fuck,
Mhm.
fine.
It all helps you become who you are.
So, well, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
was
then
it an elimination kind of thing? Did you vote like house members out? Or
No.
okay.
we were all basically competing to win an internship with Stan Lee's LA Comicon, and yeah, there was a girl that was on there too, Kristen. She I don't really know what her reasoning was, but she was from New York and she wasn't going to move to LA to work there. So and then there were some other people that were there that were kind of like trying to like become big, maybe like kind of famous. So yeah, the
Maybe
fact that
like kind of famous. Oh, you're adorable.
I don't know. Who knows?
Well, you know, it doesn't seem to have worked out so well. So there's that.
well, I mean, you know, if you burn bridges everywhere you go,
Yeah.
then you're not going to get anywhere. You're just stuck
Yeah.
on your own little island.
It seems like a thing that would be common sense, but it sure isn't sometimes.
Hey, they're not there to make friends. They're there to win, which they didn't.
Exactly. But they failed, so
Oh, man. I can't wait to talk when we're not on air.
Oh, girl. We're going to
It'll be-
name names.
It'll be great.
I guarantee it's the same one.
yeah.
So awesome. Okay. Real quick, Damsel news. I just want to touch on the fact that we are $25 away from our goal right now, which means there will not be a bonus episode for Damsels and Dragons this month. So I just wanted to touch on that while I was thinking about it. And if you want that back next month, you guys get other people to become a patron.
Give us more money.
Yeah.
Because we want to tell you about our characters.
Tell all your friends to listen to our podcast and become a patron.
Doesn't have to be much, just $1.
That's true. Anyway, okay, so that's the only shit I wanted to talk about this week.
I was gonna say last week we were gonna like pump up the Journey Quest Kickstarter because it was gonna end on Saturday, but they I know I shared them on Twitter, and thankfully they made their goal with several hours to spare. It was not a nail biter like the last one was, which was down to the fucking wire. That was terrifying to watch. Just watching it, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it was a little scary. So, but they're doing well over there. They're fucking kicking ass. If you are not familiar with Journey Quest, you definitely should be.
And Zombie Orpheus in general, they're great people. Having gotten to hang out with them on a couple of occasions. Actually, they are. We're in a bit of an online scuffle on Twitter. Oh
my god, I love this.
I know, right? Because basically there was a website like GOG.com that is mostly a video game thing, but also was hosting their movies, because they're the people responsible for the Gamers movie, which is probably the thing they're most famous for. So yeah, you could get their movies through this website, and apparently, and this was not the first time this had happened. Whoever is running their social media account on GOG.com made a really crass transphobic comment, and Ben, their president and owner of the company, sent them, an email and a message through Twitter saying, take our products down. We don't want anything to do with you anymore. And also the person who was running your social media account is doing it bad. They're not doing a good job.
My favorite part was that someone on Twitter saw it and tweeted, tagged GOG and Zombie Orpheus, and they were like, hey everyone, you should search for Zombie Orpheus stuff on the Pirate Bay. It's a really good, reputable site where you can get things. So if you're interested in any of their catalog, you can go there to get it. And Zombie Orpheus retweeted it, and they were like, yep, don't forget to keep those seeds going, guys. All their shit is free.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, it's one of those, you can get it from Pirate Bay. You can get things there like STDs that you get through your computer. I don't know how it works, but you get it at Pirate Bay. What the fuck?
Wow.
It was my favorite interaction. Wow. I love how they give no shits.
And the GOG.com account was like, so we made this comment. They acknowledged what they did, but they did not actually apologize. It was in no way an apology. And a bunch of people were like, what do you want? A pound of flesh? They apologized. I'm like, no, an apology involves the words, I'm sorry. Yeah.
And it's not, I'm sorry happen. You were offended, because that doesn't count either.
Mm-mm. There was one instance in my life where I have used that phrase, and I think it actually was not me being a douchebag. Well, because it was I was kind of new to my atheism, and I was talking about being an atheist with friends and family and whatnot, and one of my friends' dad had just died, and she got really mad at me for talking about atheism when her dad had just died. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry that you are upset. I genuinely am, but
what does that have to do with it?
I guess she thought it was really mean of me to be denying the concept of an afterlife when her dad was just recently dead.
So it wasn't sorry, your dad died, there's no God. It was totally separate. And
yeah, I was never like, hey, Christine, I'm an atheist, and that means your dad doesn't get to go to heaven. He's
he just doesn't exist anymore. Ha.
No, I was just like, I'm an atheist. So it was one of those I am genuinely sorry that this has hurt you.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's one of those things you got to chalk up to. She's just upset.
Grief just makes people nuts. It really does. So yeah, and I was just like, no, I really am sorry that you're hurt by this. That doesn't make me any less an atheist. Sorry.
Wouldn't that be amazing if that alone brought you back.
Right. Oh, well, your dad died. I guess I have faith again.
Well, holy shit.
There
You
is a
convinced
God.
me. Because he was a real shithead, so.
Right, yeah. Now that he's dead,
Wow.
Ugh, so awkward.
That the only other time I've ever seen that line actually not be a super douchey thing was in the episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where it's right after, spoiler alert, Oz and Cordelia catch Willow and Xander cheating on their respective boyfriends and girlfriends with each other. And afterwards, like, Willow is trying to make it up to Oz and he's not ready. And she's like, God, I'm so sad about what I did. And he's like, I'm really sorry that you're so upset, but I'm not ready to reconsider our relationship yet. And I'm like, that's an actual, like, that's where that phrase is warranted. But that's like 2 occasions and one of them was fictional.
That's fair. Does anybody have any, like, super exciting news that happened in the last week or two? I feel a disturbance in the force recently.
Is this leading up to something?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I know. I was like, should I make something up?
I love that you guys are yes-anding me right now. I love you.
We can't leave you hanging.
Yeah.
But I can because that's what I do. I like to make it awkward. And also, she's talking about me, so I can by not responding. Oh, no.
But
Yes,
not that response, though.
I was like, wow, that's a power move.
I know. See, it would be really easy to edit me as the villain on a reality show. Like, super easy. It would probably take...
I don't think it would require editing, actually. I think you would, like, revel in that and maniacally cackle.
You're probably right.
That's fair.
That sounds like a thing I would do. No, my paper was accepted and has been published as of today, I think. So,
Woo! Congrats!
What's the title? What's its title?
oh Jesus, I don't even know. I have to look it up.
You have a title for own paper.
Well, to be fair, scientific papers tend to have pretty long names.
And boring names. Hang on. I actually have to fucking pull it up. Sorry, there's no the, it just functional consequences of the evolution of matrimony, a meiosis-specific inhibitor of polokinase.
Ooh, the evidence of weddings, or the evolution of weddings. Not evidence. Another word that starts with F.
Wow.
I'm over here trying to make a joke, and I just make a fool of myself instead.
Wah, wah.
So that's so exciting, though, for real.
It
Yes.
is, toads.
That's cool.
It has been a long time coming.
Hell fucking yeah. Can people find it anywhere?
They can.
You want to tell them where?
Power move!
I mean, if you just Googled
That's
it's
true.
it's on PubMed. If you're familiar with what PubMed is, you can
Amanda.
Google PubMed. And what? Do you want me to post a link or some shit?
No. I'm
Okay.
excited. Josh in the chat has suggested that we could read your paper in the style of ASMR as a Patreon.
That's a good idea. That's
Well,
really
I feel
good.
like that's right up there with Rissy's cyst.
Yes.
People don't want.
Are you kidding?
Honestly,
I would listen to that.
You're right. They want the
ASMR.
cyst more.
no, honestly, that's exactly the shit that I fall asleep best to, is to like
Yeah,
garbage that I don't necessarily, I
Even
say
under-
garbage,
it's fine.
garbage
I'm
to
not
my
offended.
brain because I don't
I was
understand
gonna say
it.
it's not gonna make sense to anybody else because
Well, it makes sense to me.
there's a lot of it in my paper that people from my own lab don't understand.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
Yeah,
You so fancy.
yeah. So
Well, congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
What?
now I have to start applying for jobs.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Is like, at this point, what happens? Because I don't understand this process.
Because
So this
now
is not-
basically, can
This
you
is
basically
not my
just take your
thesis. So this is just a paper which will go into the thesis. So I'm kind of finishing stuff up, and now I have to
you've
start.
got 2 papers. Can't you just staple them together and then put an introduction on it and be like, lol, my thesis?
Well,
I mean, more or less, yes. But I still have another paper worth of stuff that I need to write up.
Oh, shit. Is it going to turn into a paper? Is that going to turn into another paper?
Yeah. It might be a small one. It might be something that I combine with somebody else's stuff that they're doing, which is fine. But I'm looking at like 9 months to a year, probably.
Oh, shit.
Which means now is the time I have to start applying for postdocs.
Yeah.
So
What about that one that was up in Seattle?
I am working on an email.
What
I
about that
have
other
a draft.
what about that other one that was in that other city? I know postdoc stuff, you guys.
Ooh.
Sorry, I just wanted to interject as stupidly as possible.
Good job.
So you're writing an email to someone in Seattle?
Yeah.
Ugh, I could not live. It has been raining here, almost nonstop for like 2 weeks at this point.
I do worry what it will do, like what that sort of weather would do to my hair, because
Ooh, it's a good point.
it gets real big when it's humid, and if it's raining all the time, although I think I'm going to chop it all off soon anyway, so.
That's just going to make it worse.
I know. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll wear a lot of hats. No, I won't. I look terrible in hats.
It was like a solid plan for 3 seconds.
Yep. That's the way most of my plans are. I'm going to do this thing. No, that's terrible. I'm not going to do that thing. Never mind.
That thing
Go
is
back.
not going to work.
Yep.
Well, I'm excited for you.
Yep.
Congrats.
Yes, I got an email like 30 minutes before episode 100, take 1.
Oh, the first one? Oh, You didn't even get to share it.
Because it was just like, okay, I'm going to talk about a thing, and nope. Maybe Blythe will come back. What's that? You heard a loud explosion? Nope.
Yeah,
explosion,
I was
but-
like texting Amanda, like,
Yeah.
well, I heard some real loud noises and then the power went out. And then I heard
Yeah.
a smaller noise and it flickered on and went back out. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So
Like,
fucked.
is everything around you out? Oh, it is? Yeah, you're not coming back tonight.
It got
at
pretty
least
cold
not
in the
anytime
apartment,
soon.
actually.
Really?
I was starting to wonder if like we should like just go to the Gearbox offices and sleep on couches around the studio.
Just start burning things in trash cans like in Rent.
Yeah.
All of your manuscripts that you're throwing out.
Exactly. And then when my boss shows up, I'll be like, what? You're evicting us? Well, you said we could stay here forever.
It's so good. Well, I just love that people point out, like, when you listen to Rent when you're like 18, you're like, Benny's so mean for evicting them and
Yeah.
trying to make money. And then when you like listen to Rent when you're like 30, you're like,
fuck those guys.
Benny's running a business.
Yeah. Benny was really nice to let you live there in like prime real estate for so long for
And a
free.
giant apartment.
Yeah. Stop being entitled little bitches and go get real jobs. Like
I
the
just-
rest of us.
I just
sell out.
Oh, but I'm an artist.
I just read an article about how the day you realize you're no longer a child is the day you start identifying with the parents in Disney movies. When the Little Mermaid's like, I'm 16, I'm not a child anymore. And you're like, oh yeah, you super are my dude.
Yeah.
It's true.
Also,
I'm back.
Welcome back. They killed his cat. I just want to point that out.
Yeah. Or dog. It was dog.
Oh, I was like, they
Yes,
killed-
my cat took a
killed
fall
King
and I
Triton's
went through hell. It's like losing a
cat.
she fell. Yes, it was the dog. Sorry. Yeah, they killed They killed Benny's dog. They're
Yeah.
definitely the villains.
Yeah.
Angel, I love you, but fuck you. You were in the wrong on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like taking money to kill a dog. That's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Uh-huh.
It's not super great.
It's pretty bad.
Also, they were stealing from ATMs, which is not great either. I mean, I get that they're like sticking it to the man, but that's not.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
that's-
talking about Rent. I thought there was an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that I hadn't seen where Angel kills and eats someone's dog.
Different Angel. Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
That would be probably Angelus.
Yeah,
that
it's
killed
Yeah.
David Boreanaz in a dress, actually.
Yeah. I would love to watch a version of Rent where all the characters are played by David in a dress.
I'd watch it.
He's a horrible actor.
He is. That's
I
what
bet
I mean.
he can't sing either. So
Never know. You'd be like, Angel, did you jump over the moon? And he'd be like,
what?
I used to run the front desk at a dance studio, and his daughter came in one day, and I was like,
Oh.
this name is very familiar.
bye.
He was not there, though, so I didn't get to, like, lick his face or anything.
Did Angel actually kill the dog, though? Because it was just his drumming that apparently made it insane. I don't think that's a real thing. I think he took credit for something that happened.
I hear what you're saying, but that was literally the goal.
Yeah, that like he got paid by the neighbor because the dog was very yappy.
Right, but what if the neighbor was a crazy motherfucker and the dog just died?
clearly-
They're
Benny.
all. Yeah.
The
It was
intent,
Benny's dog.
the intent was there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's true. The intent was there, but I don't think that the actual drumming and the suicide of the Akita were
Evita.
necessarily like they're correlated, but not one is not necessarily the causation of the other.
I believe if you play nonstop, that pup will breathe its very last high
I
strength breath.
believe
I'm
that
sure-
playing nonstop will
will.
make dogs die.
Set today for me, tomorrow for you.
I mean, like, if I hear a dog barking nonstop, I'm not like, what an asshole. I'm like, what dog parent is not taking care of their dog right now?
Yeah, like that
That's
dog is
Also,
lonely.
go talk to your neighbor. Don't hire a killer, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
To kill them with drums. I'm like, it would have been kinder to poison that dog.
It's people in New York. Am I right, Dani?
Yeah. They love their piss-smelling neighborhoods.
Yep.
They love it. I don't get it.
You could have hired a bunch of rats to eat the dog.
That would have been probably a better plot.
I think you're right. Also more believable.
Yeah, oh shit, your dog was eaten by rats as opposed to some street drumming drove your dog to madness and it killed itself.
Yeah. That's fair.
Is there an animal whining somewhere?
I knew you were going to hear that.
I heard that.
Oh, yeah.
It's my husband laughing.
It definitely sounded like a dog.
Yeah. I was like, are we being haunted?
In front of my laugh.
They were like, is that a dog whining?
I was dying because of Jack Black's star acceptance speech.
Okay, all right. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
You
I'm
need to
sorry.
watch it.
We'll all watch Jack Black's acceptance speech for his star. I don't know. Yes.
That was amazing. That was amazing. That's a good thing to be laughing about.
Oh, as soon as I started hearing that, I was like, oh no, that's gonna come through.
I'm gonna get water.
Because, I mean, with the first time I introduced Munchkin on the Drunk Pridecast, when you guys like, is there a cat? Is there a cat here? And I'm like, no cat, nope, no.
I know.
Yeah.
But I was gaslighting
Be
you.
my chair.
Oh,
That definitely sounds like a cat.
you gaslighted us so hard. It was.
I know.
I
We
gaslit
totally
the
believe
shit out
we're
of
like-
you.
We must be hearing things.
That bitch wouldn't lie about a squeaky chair.
To be fair, you have had squeaky chairs that you didn't know were squeaky chairs in the past. So
That's true, actually. I think it was a really good lie because it had a grain of truth in it. Those are the best ones.
it was pretty
The best kind of cat concealing lies.
great. Oh man. How about everybody else? Rissy, what have you done the past couple of weeks?
So much fucking cat wrangling.
Hey, how did your tomatoes go?
Oh, so well. I was able to get the last batch of them to ripen. Dani, I had to bring in a shit ton of tomatoes from the cold because it snowed in September.
Oh, yeah.
Because Canada sucks.
Because Canada, yeah. Well, I mean, healthcare.
Sure. I just meant for weather reasons.
Well, yeah. But
all other reasons it's superior, but weather.
Much, yeah. Yeah. So I had to bring in all these all these fucking green tomatoes, and then while John was out of town for work shit, had to like coax them into ripening. So basically I like arranged them very carefully in front of a window, and the thing is most of them did get ripe. And so I was able to take the last batch and make them into like a shit ton of spaghetti sauce, which is currently in the freezer, and I'm excited.
That's the way to do it.
We got 2 chilies and 3 spaghetti sauces and 1 stew out of them.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sounds so good.
It was so many goddamn tomatoes, and yeah, it's like it was all so delicious. So yeah, I'm stoked. So that's what happened with my tomatoes. But yeah, I've been basically
Wait, can you lean back a little? Yeah, like that.
Oh, like that.
There we go. While you're talking about your tomatoes.
My tomatoes are delicious.
Yes, girl.
Tomatoes bring all the boys to the yard.
But yeah, I've just been fucking wrangling Munchkin, trying to keep the cat Kitty from eating his food, trying to keep him from eating Kitty's food, trying to keep them separated, trying to keep him off of my flesh and keep him from rending it asunder with his vile little kitten claws.
They don't know. They don't know how to
they really don't.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a leaper, like he'll just come flying the fuck out of nowhere and just latch onto your face, like, ah!
Oh my gosh.
John has laughed a lot at, he'll do that like to me on my leg or something, and I'm wearing like very thin leggings or something, and I'll be like, ah! Ah! I'm just fucking just collapsing in laughter. So yeah, there's been some serious fucking cat wrangling, and trying to make Kitty feel, loved and make sure she knows that I'm not throwing her over for the new baby.
You're not abandoning her.
No. That has been a lot of my life. I was making a pros and cons list of like cat versus toddler. And I'm like, well,
cat.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, so cats, they have the horrible.
I feel like the pro list is cat and the con list is toddler. Is that
pretty much. But
okay.
Kittens have these horrible claws. Human toddlers don't have claws, it's true, but they do have opposable thumbs, which means they can get into a lot more trouble. Like, if I shut the cabinet door, Munchkin can't get into the cabinet because he doesn't have fucking hands. He has paws. Unlike a toddler, which will get in there and then be like, you know what to do with all this bleach is drink it. Because human toddlers are on a never-ending mission to fucking murder themselves, whereas kittens just defy the laws of gravity. Also, kittens poop in a box. Like, they learn that shit super early. With humans, you're cleaning up after them for a long time. Long time.
2 years at least.
It was 3 for me. I was a lazy little asshole.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
I think I figured out, I was like, why should I clean up my poop when other people will do it for free?
You're like, it's so gross, I don't want to touch it.
I don't want to touch this.
Let other people do it.
Well, I was told I couldn't go to dance class if I didn't poop in the toilet. So
oh wow,
that's how I got conned into that.
That's pretty smart. I don't know if I had anything that would have motivated me.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is I needed motivation. When they took away my pacifier, there was a commercial on TV with dogs who had pacifiers in their mouths. And so my family told me that the dogs, anytime I would ask for my pacifier, they'd be like, oh, the doggy took it. And then anytime that commercial was on, they'd be like, see the doggy, he took your pacifier.
You're like, that asshole.
I know. And I would be like, oh yeah, the dog. And then I would wander off and not ask for it anymore. So I just needed a little motivation as a child.
That's not bad, actually. Smart parenting there.
Or dumb toddler. You decide.
Toddlers are real dumb.
Yeah, they are.
Dani, what were you saying?
Didn't you used to call everything Birdie? Like, or was it Puppy?
No, it was Kitty.
kitty.
Was it kitty?
Yeah,
Yeah,
You were like everything was like a bird was a kitty. You're like
Yeah.
kitty.
Yep, that's true. Still is
It's also
sometimes.
still true, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
I
not
like it.
I'm not as 100% committed to it as I used to be.
Okay.
But I do. I just enjoy like squealing the word kitty more than anything else.
It's a very pleasing word.
It's a good
It's
word.
also pretty adorable when you do it.
Yeah, kitty!
When you
I
see a
just-
real cute puppy and you're like, kitty.
Oh, also, Monsters Inc. didn't help that obsession.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
Mike Wojciechowski.
kitty.
Kitty. I can't. Yeah, I did not shake it 100%. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's
Someday I'll grow up, Dani. I'm sorry. I'll lay
Well,
you
let's
down.
never grow up, you
Don't
guys.
do
Growing
it.
up is for assholes.
That's
I feel like if we haven't done it at this point, it's probably not going to happen.
I like to think so.
that
Like,
seems
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
okay, Miss. I'm a published scientist.
yeah.
Who has cheese sticks and nothing else in her fridge right now? I'm a
Yeah.
grown up. Yeah.
That's
I'm a fucking grown up.
That's just living your best life.
exactly. I think
I'm
like
not
you
sure
can
it's
measure.
my best life. It might be my most constipated life since it's all cheese, but you
It's
know.
fine. You can just tell people that you're keto.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
that's true. That's true. Like,
Except all the cookies.
Oh,
yeah.
they're keto cookies. Tell them they're keto cookies.
There you go.
Okay, I'll just tell him that.
I had
Drink
some
them with
keto
bulletproof
cookies this
coffee.
weekend.
How were they?
They could have been worse.
I sure can keep this down. That quote from Futurama is never not funny.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite thing I've ever put in my mouth hole.
Mhm.
That's fair. I can't imagine it would be.
Yeah, it is what it is, you know.
So they were like what, sweetened with stevia or whatever, or
Yeah, I think maybe I didn't ask questions. I just know there were avocados.
You just put it in your mouth?
involved.
Ooh.
Yeah, they kind of had me at avocados, honestly.
That would probably make it soft.
Good.
It wasn't it wasn't bad.
I had a vegan gluten-free cake once here.
whoa.
And I was like, I didn't want it because I was like, "Ugh, no, I want regular cake.
Yeah.
But the girl who made it is like a really, really good cook. And so it definitely had like lemon and avocado in it and then raspberry. And it was amazing.
So
Yeah.
you'd have to have a binding and moistening agent of
Yeah.
some kind. So
It was surprisingly good. It was like one of the best cakes I've ever had. So for the most part, I don't go for stuff like that, but every now and then it's phenomenal.
at least with veganism, you can still have sweet stuff. I think all these motherfuckers who are like keto for life. I'm like, we live in a world of pastries, motherfucker. Delicious pastries. You cannot sustain that shit. Unless you
I have a pumpkin spice cinnamon roll waiting for me right now. I can't live life without stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like you can't, like, unless you're actually epileptic, you're probably not going to be able to maintain the keto diet. Yeah, it's like, and the minute you start cheating, all that weight is coming back with reinforcements this time. Yeah, I'm just like, y'all.
I tried that a few years back, like kind of in solidarity with a friend of mine, and basically felt like I was going through heroin withdrawal because I was driving home one day and it's just like, I must have sugar. And I couldn't think of anything else until I drove to the store and bought a package of cookies and like ate them all.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I can function again. I'm like, that's healthy. Also, this diet is not for me. So.
I mean, people are like, sugar is a drug, and my friend Arthur Chu on Twitter actually put it this way. He's like, drugs are cool.
It's a good point. Like,
Right?
changed my entire outlook.
Yep.
So, because apparently, like, sugar is one of his big vices, and people are always like, sugar, it's so bad, it's like a drug. He's like, fuck you, drugs are cool. I thought that when I was a kid, and I think it now.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's another fucking Atkins fad diet, and I'm just waiting for people to, for it to go the way of Atkins. Of course,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be more helpful to the cause, I guess, if the diet's originator died of a heart attack the way Dr. Atkins did. But the diet was actually created for motherfucking epileptic children, so actually I don't want the creator to die. It's just people are just like, oh, I can lose weight quickly doing this. I'm like, you can gain it back twice as quickly.
I just try to eat vegetables.
Yeah, I amusingly, like, I showed up in San Francisco this weekend, and my friends that I was staying with were like, "Hey, we're keto now," and I was like, "Cool." I don't really eat much meat anymore, so
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Cheese it is.
I've been cutting back on meat a bit.
I can't. I won't go full vegetarian, but
Yeah,
I eat
same.
meat free a lot.
Same, and I realized I wasn't even trying to eat less meat. It's just that when cheese products and bread products exist, I will just make
Exactly.
those into my meal,
Yep.
and I'll eat meat free a lot. And
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, I could actually be like not meat free, but like cut back on it without realizing.
I could happily eat cheese pizza and nothing else for the rest of my life. That counts, right?
Mhm.
That's healthy.
Healthy is an interesting word. I'm not sure it means what you'd think it
It could be healthy,
Right?
depending on how it's made.
Exactly.
Or how much
See?
you eat.
Also that, yes.
Yes.
If you're eating it in Chicago, I'm going to say it's not healthy.
Just
Yeah.
cheese deep dish pizza.
Probably not.
Oh God, I love deep dish, but it's not an everyday or even an every week kind of thing. Like that's a special occasion food. And it has to be, there's only like really one restaurant where I will happily eat it because everywhere else the crust just gets so greasy so fast. Like the place, the originator of it, Pizzeria Uno, their crust is so not greasy. It's wonderful. Yeah. Because a lot of times it just kind of falls apart and it's just so overflowing with grease. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. Motherfuckers going to Giordano's.
I thought I was fine.
I mean, it's okay, I guess.
Okay. All right.
If you like crap.
And I
Apparently,
do.
I like crab.
No, I've eaten at Giordano's and had a perfectly fine experience. It's just like my favorite is Pizzeria Uno.
Sure.
It's like vegan cookies.
Like
They're
perfectly
they're
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I had a gluten-free cookie that was delicious. A friend of mine thought that, what turned out to be endometriosis, her doctor thought might be celiac. And she was doing the thing where you go off of gluten-containing substances for a month and then reintroduce them and see if you have, bad diarrhea and whatnot. And she made these fucking incredible lemon cookies out of rice flour. And there was it was actually even better than normal lemon cookies because something about the lightness of the rice flour just really lent itself to that kind of like summery, like light cookie texture. Oh, they're fucking amazing. Are we in a fatty rabbit hole? Is this what's happened? We are in a fatty rabbit hole, aren't we?
Rabbit hole.
I'm so glad you introduced me to that concept, Blythe, because
You're so welcome. You can thank Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream Social. This podcast brought to you by another podcast.
it's upside down.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. And because it's an upside down podcast, y'all. Yep. There we go.
I saw you eating that kitty, Danielle. I saw you gnawing on your kitty.
She jumped up here.
Oh, so cute.
Ooh, she's so soft. She's so upset. She hates this. She hates this. Do you hate it? Do you hate it?
Oh,
She's like, just put me down, please.
She's so
leave me
nice.
some of my dignity.
She's running away. No, wait. Oh, okay, bye. Okay. We're not friends anymore.
She'll forget in like 10 minutes.
She left me. I was thinking this morning, I was like, I love cats and dogs pretty equally. Maybe I skew a little more cat, but I think dogs are amazing. But I as much as I love cats, I gotta hand it to dogs. You never look up from your phone and across the room see a dog staring at you with just hatred and judgment and just giving you the stare of
like, I would murder you if I could.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
if I were as large as my, Panthera genius counterparts, you'd be dead.
yeah. That's the look. And I just, wow, dogs never do that. And that's wonderful.
It's true. Although I'm so fucking brainwashed by my cats, I'm like, oh, Kitty's looking at me. She's paying attention to me. I love you. Love me.
I wish I felt that. I just sometimes will glance over and my cat is like, there's no way she's not judging. And I feel like I just feel so inadequate.
I mean, they're very majestic creatures, especially when you catch them drinking out of the toilet. That's the best.
Yeah, until I got my cats, I've never screamed things like, get out of there! Get out of the toilet! And now I have.
I guess there's one thing in common between cats and toddlers. Oh, actually, today I was cleaning out the litter box, the Taj Meow, and Munchkin decided he wanted to play, so he dives into the litter box, gets a turd, and starts batting around. And just like he's screaming, "We do not play with our poops! We do not play with our poops!"
I scream things like, "Stop hitting your brother, you piece of shit!" And then I'm like, wait, I didn't have kids for a reason,
right? Although you can swear a lot more at your cats without CPS.
I wouldn't care. I would still swear at my children.
You piece of shit.
You piece of shit.
I just like the idea of somebody walking past and hearing that. Like, that's a great mother right there.
Right.
Wow.
We do not play with our poops, you piece of shit. I guess that's my other exciting thing is John finished the Taj Meow, which is a giant cat box designed to contain Kitte's poop flinging habits while her digging. She loves to dig. And so she'll fling her litter everywhere. And normally the solution is put them in a closed litter box. Well, she is a feral cat and will not go into a box of any kind willingly.
Wow.
Yeah. She hates that shit, will not poop under those conditions. So I tried like taking a tall like plastic tub and cutting a hole in the side so she can get in, and it just didn't do anything. The litter just all went out into one area. So I'm like, gotta supersize this shit, make it so tall the litter can't get out, uncovered, and add stairs. And John and his friends were like, we can build this. We can do this shit. And I'm like, and so
wait, there's stairs. So there's stairs on the outside?
And on the inside.
And on the inside.
Yeah.
Are they carpeted?
No, but I think we should carpet them because she loves to rub her butt on carpet after pooping. Like she does the Scooty butt dance. It's only like been seen by 2 people. And the thing is, it's not the way dogs drag their butts. It's it's like she is scooting her butt, but the front part of her body is doing something between tap dancing and goose stepping. And it is the funniest fucking shit I have ever seen. And if I can capture it on film, I will die happy.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like she did it one night when we were rehearsing, but not when we were streaming.
No, yeah, and it's just so funny. The first time I ever saw it, I'm like, what the fuck is the cat doing? It's like tippity tap, tap, tap. Like,
that's so weird.
And I hear her doing it because it's like, like she's scooting her butt around, and it's like her poops are chasing her. But yeah, you catch it on film. But yeah, so the Taj Meow it's gigantic and it is awesome, and it is already doing a great job of containing the litter.
We're gonna need pictures.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was just thinking.
Okay, yeah.
I want to see that.
And also one day it will be her elaborate tomb, hence the name.
I was going to say, will it be a tomb? Because
that sounds
the Taj Meow.
Toad's approach.
That's on brand for you.
Or at least it will contain her ashes, since as a warrior, I think she deserves a Viking funeral. And I will buy many frozen mice carcasses to burn with her so that they can be her honor guard in hell.
I don't. Whatever makes you happy.
I think it would make her happy too.
She'll be dead. There's no afterlife, remember?
You know,
especially not for cats.
I don't believe in an afterlife for humans, but I do believe in one for animals.
You buy into that whole Rainbow Bridge thing?
I do, actually. Like, Only my version is a lot weirder because I'm like,
I
each
can
animal's
only
Of course it
imagine.
is.
face should be accommodated. So I like the idea of like the way you do with a great Viking chieftain is kill a couple of slaves to put in the boat with him and set it on fire. Like, so I figured Kitty should be in there with a bunch of mice, like the little frozen feeder mice you get for snakes. I'll buy a bunch of them and put them in the barge.
Aww.
And they
That
could go in the
sounds
afterlife with her.
glorious.
Right? Well, she's a warrior. Bang, bang. So then the Taj Meow can hold her ashes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna need pictures of that stat. If you could drop those in Dork Pride Worldwide, that'd be great.
Hey.
I did a really weird thing this weekend.
Go on.
It was cool, but it was weird.
Okay.
So I have a couple friends who write parody songs, also nerdy parody songs. So they're called Palette Swap Ninja. And they took Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and they rewrote it from start to finish to tell the story of A New Hope.
Ooh.
And that came out, I don't know, a year or so ago. And then they were, I don't know if they were contacted by this orchestra or what, but they got in touch with an orchestra who was like, hey, we want to do this.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
And so they were like, lol, what? Okay.
As you do.
So they, so my friend Dan put together this whole thing with this orchestra. So there was like an orchestra, but then there was also like your basic rock band as well. And then he got 4 of his friends to come and do backup vocals for him. Hi.
Wow.
I was one of them.
Yay!
So I flew out to San Francisco this last weekend, and sang backup vocals, and we sang the entire album front to back, which was
Holy crap.
crazy
Wow.
town. Yeah, his wife
That's
dressed me up.
awesome.
His wife dressed me up as Princess Leia.
Obviously. That's why you bought those boots.
That is why I bought those boots. I showed them the boots before a podcast, maybe last week, actually, before
Yeah,
you
it was
got on.
last week.
And they were like, why would you buy white boots?
Right now,
You're
but
not a go-go dancer.
Exactly.
not a common go-go dancer.
They're
A
really
go-go ho.
They're just not very me, and I get that.
They're not very anyone, honestly, unless you're dressed as a go-go dancer. I know they're trendy right now, but I do not think they look very good on most
White
people.
boots are trendy.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they're actually way on trend right now, and I'm just like, why, God, why? White boots and cropped wide leg pants
No.
are...
Oh,
yeah,
I've
no,
seen
they
that,
are.
but like mid
Not together.
Yes, the mid calf length pants with like the booties, so it leaves just like the weird section of your
The
calf
calf.
visible.
I have noticed in fashion in the last few years, it's all about like cover yourself, but have your calves exposed.
Right, the sexiest Victorian era.
It's all about let's have the end of your whatever article of clothing it is hit you at like one of the widest parts of your body, whether
The
it's like
most
a weird
awkward
part of your
possible
abdomen
spot.
or a weird part. Yeah, it's just like that's not. So it makes everyone look short and dumpy.
Like a hobbit.
Yeah, it was basically like, hey guys, you know how culottes are so awesome? Let's take that times a million. Like, yeah. So all these, and I call them like pre-thrift store jeans, because in like 5 seconds this trend will be over and thrift stores will be full of cropped wide leg pants and probably white boots.
It's the wide leg
Weird.
part that really gets
Yeah,
me.
yeah. No,
Exactly,
so
yeah.
I was on the Express website because they were having
yeah,
some big
yeah.
sale or whatever, and
That's
there were
look good.
so many people in that outfit with
Yep.
like the cropped pants with the boots. And it's just like that's not a look I'm gonna attempt,
Crap.
and I don't like it.
It seems like maybe you shouldn't. It seems like maybe they shouldn't.
I
I
mean,
don't
I don't think anybody should. Like,
No.
and that's the thing. It's like these are models. These are
Yeah.
the people
These
that.
are
Yeah.
These are starving, genetically perfect 19-year-olds who wear this for 2 seconds on a runway, right? Like,
But also, they don't look good in it, so nobody who's normal is going to.
If a 6.5 foot tall hungry model can't make this shit work, then nobody can.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. It's very strange. Like, fashion is going through some weird shit right now. Like, I never thought I would see the day when high water bell bottoms would come back, but here we are. Like, it's like the first season of Star Trek up in this bitch.
Yeah. I don't want anybody to see my socks.
Yeah, I think what's happening is fashion is using as many delaying tactics as possible to avoid the return of early 2000s fashion, because the 90s have been having a revival for a while now, and what comes next, right?
But I think even like all the 90s stuff that was hot was at least like some of the best stuff from the 90s,
right?
But like lately, I've been revisiting like early 2000s movies.
Oh yeah,
the fashion. There is nothing good from that era, and not the fashion, and not the hair.
And God, so you got to have the orange skin, the Oompa Loompa skin, the platinum blonde hair with like 3 inches of black roots, and pink frosty butthole lipstick.
I don't think you do have to have that.
Eyebrows.
No eyebrows. Yeah,
scrunching. Do you remember when people would scrunch the hair? Which, like, I get it, like the texture, okay, whatever, but like people, and it like everybody was doing like so much like product in it that it was, your hair looked wet.
It looked wet all day. Yeah,
like Justin Timberlake, I guess. Well, old school Justin Timberlake with the ramen noodle hair.
Ugh, gross.
And then let's not forget the ultra low rise jeans with the thongs designed for whale tailing. I bought some shit for that shit from Victoria's Secret where they had like jeweled like rhinestone.
Yeah, the little design on the back to be seen.
Yeah. It was meant to be seen.
And the platform flip-flops. Shit, yeah!
I will say, I miss my platform shoes.
I had those.
I still have a pair of platform flip-flops in my closet upstairs. I'm pretty sure.
I had a pair of like 2.5-inch ones that were so fucking perfect, and they died on me one day. They just like, the band just fucking exploded. And I'm like, no, those were really good. They had arch support.
I never liked platform flip-flops. I never liked flip-flops when I was a kid at all. But I had sneakers like straight out of Spice Girls with 3-inch platforms.
Oh, well, sure. It was specifically, though, it was platform like 6 inches flip-flops.
Yeah,
that was a thing in the early
I hated.
Yeah,
I had those.
I guess mine are more wedges than platforms. So
no, these were just flat, like straight across flat. No, like
no, those I never had.
That's what I'm talking about, is actual fucking platform flip-flops from the early aughts.
From Buckle.
From the Buckle.
That's where I would get mine.
Oh, there's a lot of things I still like at the Buckle, but
I still buy all my jeans there. So.
I haven't seen a Buckle. I don't think we have them in LA.
The Buckle actually has tall sizes, so that's really nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's like one in the area that I know of that I have to drive somewhat far away to, but they have the brand of jeans that I like that fit well, and so
they fit me well too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Because I took a whole bunch of jeans off Amanda's hands the other day.
Oh, that's right.
Pretty much a lot of my stuff has been like American Eagle.
It's
American
kind
Eagle's
of a miracle when you can like have the same jeans as somebody, because jeans are so crazy.
Yeah,
that is true. It's like once you find a pair that fit you, it's like
you have to get as many
never
pairs
leave
as you
me.
can. Yeah,
yes.
It's crazy. Like the sizing for them is just all over the place. It's crazy.
Fucking nuts is what it is. Oh man, people are talking about butterfly clips in the chat. Although that was a late 90s thing too. I think like 1999 I was rocking my Vanessa Carlton. And I was like, making my way downtown, walking fast, face fast.
What about the choker, the plastic chokers?
Oh,
that like stretchy?
In the 90s, that shit was velvet, and then it turned into the stretchy things in the 1000s.
I wore the stretchy ones definitely in the solid 90s.
Those are
the like
huge right now.
They are.
Yes.
Like 18-year-olds.
It's so weird how it all circles back.
It is, but so that's my theory on the cropped wide leg pants is because they belong in no fashion era. That like the fashion world is like fucking imploding in on itself like a dying star, trying to keep from the early aughts repeating because then all the fashion bloggers are gonna have to justify shaving off their eyebrows and like oompa looping their faces up, and it's gonna be great. But not for fashion though. For me, laughing at people, it's going to be really awesome. Yeah.
I buy a lot of. I shop, but don't buy a lot of. I search for 80s vintage clothes a lot. Because we have some really cool shops out here, and then Etsy has really good.
Oh, Etsy's vintage shit is good.
Yeah. So I look for a lot of 70s and 80s. The thing about 80s stuff is the stuff that you can find, if it is something that would be cute for you to wear today, it's $300. Otherwise, it's affordable, but it's the most hideous shit you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
So probably in a neon.
Yeah.
I can't stop myself from buying it. I have some really cool jackets and dresses that I'm like, probably not going to wear this, but I love it with all of my heart.
I mean, there's always 80s parties that happen, so there's at least that.
There's not often enough.
There's a really good 80s prom here that I go to every year. And it's interesting because, like, everyone kind of does that, like, it's, like, kind of Madonna, but it's not. It's, like, neon. It's, like, the stuff that you can buy, like, an 80s costume, but it doesn't really look like what people wore then. And so sometimes I'll wear like my actual vintage shit, and these like 50-year-old women will come up to me and be like, I had that outfit. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you guys see the thing about like the Barbie dolls of Disney princesses being released with dresses from the actual year when they were made? Yes. I would, if I could get Ariel's 1989 dress, I would wear that shit to an 80s party in a fucking heartbeat.
I kind of love her dress.
That is the dress.
It's almost a little too neon for me. Like, I feel like the colors are bumped up a little too much. But
she does live under the sea, though, where many things are brightly colored.
That's true. That's true.
It looks like that's
so good, though.
That is a dress that I would have fantasized about wearing in 1989. Like, someday I'm going to be a grown-up with titties, and I'm going to wear a dress like that. I'll be a sophisticated lady.
I'm just picturing you, but like this big, and just saying it just like that.
I'm gonna be a tiger with titties.
Well, I just remember that awesome joke of like a little girl is eating a snack cake and she goes into a barber shop and the barber's in between clients and he's like sweeping hair and it's making a big cloud. And he goes, "Hey kid, you're gonna get hair on your Twinkie." "Yeah, I'm gonna get boobs too."
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I love that stupid joke.
Has anybody else been doing anything like nerdy late in the past couple weeks? Danny, are you watching any shows or anything?
Well, I can't tell if you like have another thing.
No, I don't.
Does anyone have any news? I watch so much Netflix, but Sheldon and I just started like, I guess like a month and a half ago, we started a podcast where we review British TV shows.
Like the Great British Beat Off. That's a TV show I made up.
It's not.
Beat Off.
Yeah.
Where people are beating?
Yes.
With beats?
Off.
No, beat. Beat as in like
Great British Beat Off.
Masturbation.
Where people churn hog on camera and are evaluated by a lovely panel of judges.
I'm sure that exists somewhere. It probably does.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I horribly segued on you.
Yeah, you sure did. So what sorts of are you reviewing? What sorts of things are you reviewing?
So we did the IT Crowd. Was
Hell
the first
yeah.
Just because it's a really good one. And a lot of people know it. And I was like, this is great. And we got a bunch of listens on the first episode. And I was like, this is amazing. And then we started to do, like, I've watched so many British TV shows that I think are popular, but like people must not watched them, because like some of our episodes will get a bunch of hits, and I think those are the ones that people have watched, and then some like I'm like, am I the only person that watched that?
Have you
So,
watched
yeah.
Bally Kiss Angel? All one
No.
word. That's a show that was a thing.
I'd love that you're just throwing out random words rather than like asking her, so with what have you done?
Bally
Lizzie, you suck at interviewing.
Have you done this one thing? Bally, Bally, Kiss, Kiss, Angel. All one word. Bally Kiss Angel.
Which I'm
Whoa.
thank you, Lori, for a long time.
I accidentally pressed play on my podcast. I'm sorry. I was trying to look at episodes. I've never heard of Bally Kiss Angel.
I don't know how I heard of it, but I just remember thinking like that is some kind of fucking Mrs. Doubtfire gibberish right there that like Robin Williams would have said when he was pretending to be a British person, but it is a real
turned it into a real thing.
right?
I have to look this up.
Hey, Mrs. Doubtfire and the Bally Kiss Angel. That wasn't really British.
No.
Okay, well, first of all, what is your new podcast called?
Yes.
It's called The Anglophiles.
Hell yes.
But it's files with an F, like it's
Yes.
files, the files of the Anglophiles. Anyway, yeah, we've done Faulty Towers,
Oh God, I love Faulty Towers.
which I was like, this is a classic, and I was like, you do comedy, like what's wrong with you? Why
How
haven't
do you
you
not
seen
know about not talking about the war? Don't talk about
Don't talk about the war. We've done Skins, The Vicar of
Oh,
Dibley. And then every now and then when we don't have as much time to like research for an episode, I'll be like, let's just watch a British movie, because we can just unlike having to watch like 5 or 6 episodes of something, we'll just watch a movie. So we did like a Guy Ritchie episode.
Oh yeah.
And then we also just did 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Well, it's a classic.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We also on every episode try a new British candy.
Have you had Lion Bars? Have you had Lion Bars yet?
I have one over here. I have.
Oh, they're so fucking good.
Okay.
Oh God, they're fucking amazing.
I'm excited to try it. There was this one. I've tried most of the ones that we've had on the show, but there was this one called Boost that is one of the best candy bars I've ever had in my life.
Oh wow.
It's like a little bit like a Twix. It's like a log of caramel.
I'm already in.
Yeah.
Okay. A log of caramel covered in chocolate, but inside the caramel is a very soft truffle type chocolate.
Oh my God.
And inside of that are little biscuit pieces.
Oh my God.
Fuck out of here.
I just came.
Like,
Important question. Is it keto friendly? Because it sounds like it is.
it's full of meat.
Good.
No, but like,
Instead of nougat, it's whipped meat.
it's seriously so good. I have never heard of it, and I was like, what is Boost? I don't know what that's about, but I tried it, and it hits everything that you want out of a texture of a candy bar.
Yeah.
Like soft, melty, chewy, crunchy. You have to, if you can find one.
I bet they sell them on eBay somewhere. Like,
I also am wondering if I can just order it on Amazon.
I know. I'm
yeah.
like
You can
looking
get
that up
almost
now because
anything now.
on our next episode of the podcast, we're all going to eat these candy bars together.
You have to try it.
we are still in the fucking fatty rabbit hole is where we are.
I don't think we ever left. Yeah, we definitely are still there.
Oh, you can totally get it on Amazon.
Yes, you can.
Jaffa cakes.
Oh, so I can't find them out here, but I have had them, and they are so good. When I went to London, I went to the grocery store, and I found Jaffa bars.
Oh.
And they're basically like Jaffa cakes, but they're more of a bar form, and they're completely chocolate covered.
Oh,
So,
wow.
like a Jaffa cake, but like more chocolate, and that was very good.
Apparently a Jaffa is what you call a dude in England after he's had a vasectomy.
Oh,
Because seedless.
okay. I thought it was racist at first.
That's fair. That's
But
fair.
I think I've heard that used as I don't know, maybe, but wow, that's interesting. What
Yeah.
a great name for a food.
Sperm free.
Mm.
Call back.
Okay, well that is amazing.
Yeah.
Where can people find the podcast?
We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Stitcher, it's on Spotify, so most places actually.
Yeah, that's great. So pretty
Yeah,
much anywhere you get podcasts.
Fun.
Awesome. Man, that sounds really, really cool actually.
Yeah, it does.
It's fun. Although it's interesting, as you know, like I'm recording it with my husband and we're very newly married and we hardly ever fight or have confrontations. We get along extremely well, but when we sit down to record a podcast, we get really mad at each other.
I am intrigued.
Well, because like I kind of started it. I've been trying to start this podcast for 3 years. Like I made the cover art. I had a friend make the audio, like the intro music. So like it's kind of my baby. But I was like, hey, instead of me trying to find a host and like schedule time, why don't you do it with me? You like British shows and we live in the same house, so it'll be easy to record. And he was like, yeah. So he's not trying to like take it over or anything, but he's always trying to like tell me like, oh, get closer to the mic and like, don't talk about that. You're going on too long on that. And I'm just like, excuse me. Excuse me.
Don't act like I haven't been doing video podcasts for going on 10 years now.
I know. I was just like, I know how to speak into a mic. Thank you very much. But the good thing is I edit all of them. So if he starts to ramble about something, I just edit it out.
Oh, that's amazing.
Anyway, but yeah, it's interesting, like working on a creative project with your significant other can be rewarding, but can also be tense. So
Oh shit, you guys have to review Spaced.
oh my god, I love
Spaced
Space.
is so goddamn good.
I
Whatever
need to
I said, whatever I did, I didn't mean it.
I need to just get it because I used to watch it when it was on Netflix, and now it's been off for years now. So I need to just order it.
It's so nerdy. It is like
So good.
so good and just so goddamn nerdy. Like Blythe Amanda, you guys would probably really like it. It is the nerdiest fucking thing
I've seen it.
ever.
Yeah, I've seen it
it's
too.
like-
Thanks for assuming.
Yes.
It is such a
We've
real
all seen it.
depiction of what real nerds are like.
Right?
To me, compared to like Big Bang Theory, it just kind of captures like this is what real nerds do. This is what they I love
Yeah.
Space.
Such a great goddamn show.
So good.
Rissy,
Yes.
do you have a Dork
You
Pride chat?
rang?
Do you have a Dork Pride chat for us?
Yeah, I do. What thing from the past, what retro thing
Oh,
would
God.
you be horrified to see make a return?
Blackface.
Blythe wins. All right, fine. Blythe wins the Dork
But
Pride chat.
honestly, it still happens, right?
It
At-
does.
Oh,
it does.
yeah.
Like,
Megan
frat
Kelly
party
just
parties.
got in trouble for defending it.
For saying it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
It's-
Megan
So,
Kelly.
Can't really come back if it's never truly left.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I guess,
But-
like, generally we don't have, like, vaudevillian blackface shows that a lot of
That's
people
true.
pay money to go to.
That's
so,
true. It is less accepted, which is good. Ugh.
I'm hoping that Xanadu does not get a sequel. Xana don't.
Honestly,
Xana Don't is a thing already.
I feel
Oh
like that-
no!
I feel like that could happen.
I tried my hardest to watch that stupid fucking movie, and really it just boils down to I think a lot of dudes in the 70s were really horny for Olivia Newton-John, and that's the
it's
only
true.
reason why people like no, it's so wonderful. I'm like, so she gives up immortality to become a cocktail waitress?
Yeah, they did a How Did This Get Made episode on Xanadu,
Oh,
and it
I
was
love How Did This Get Made?
It's, yeah,
Jason Mantzoukas. I
he is
love
amazing. He gives me all the rage boners
I
and
love,
the fear boners.
I love June so much. That's
Um,
amazing.
But yeah, so that's the thing I'm horrified of is getting another fucking Xanadu and having to put up with yet more horny idiots being like, but you just gotta give it a chance. It's actually a real good movie. It's a beautiful expression of artistry and the muse inside us all. No, fuck you, flamethrower.
What would
Fuck you, flamethrower.
What else would you be horrified at coming back?
Yeah, Amanda.
Giant bangs.
Oh God!
Ooh, I was like, hey, and then
you mean like
no, you mean
the
like
ones-
teased up.
Like
Those
those
that you curl and then
Curl up and then
Up.
down. There's like the
Yes.
good Christian woman cockatiel hair.
um
No, I'm right. You know I'm right.
yeah.
When you were
That's
singing
why I
Argyle
won't do bangs at all, because the whole puffy bang thing was traumatic
Well,
as a
like,
child.
that was so big in the 80s that I feel like so many girls that I went to like preschool and kindergarten with, their moms would do that to them. Like
Yeah.
it carried over into the 90s because all the moms were like, this is how you're doing your bangs. Yeah,
Well, it was like there was a distinct point in like 91, 92 where everyone just, at least in central Missouri, where everyone just stopped. It was like, I feel like the same day everyone collectively decided to stop pinch rolling their jeans and also to stop doing the big bangs.
And that was the day that Friends debuted, and then everyone went and got the Rachel.
Maybe so. But yeah, it was one of those like, oh, are we not doing that anymore? Okay.
Thank fucking God.
I mean, yes.
But also blame God because he brought that to us. Like, oh man, so many ladies at my church. I'm just really lucky I have very delicate hair that can't sustain that kind of bangs. So I never had it forced on me.
Mine, what I had, and like I had the perm too. So,
wow.
Like,
wow.
So
it was just huge.
It was big, and it was traumatic to grow out, and I will never do bangs again. Ever.
I can't blame you.
Unless I just shave it all off.
I'm just saying they're not bad. They're not all bad.
I know they're
bangs
not.
Are great.
I know, and there are a lot of times when I'm like, oh, I'd really like to do that, and then I have like a panic attack.
It is harder to do with curly hair though.
Yeah,
and since
it
you've
is.
been
I would have to
curls, like
you'd have to straighten them.
I know. And then
you get the curled hair and the straightened bangs, which that's sister wife hair. So
that means, but to straighten it, I'd have to dry them, and I don't.
Yeah.
My hair is wet for the first like 2 hours that I'm at work, basically, as it's slowly air drying. So, because I'm lazy and I work in a profession where no one gives a shit. So.
That's good.
Science is very awesome. Danielle, what about you? What grim specter of the past would you loathe to see crawl from its grave?
God, there's so many things.
Right? There are
I guess I don't know. Like, I feel like so many things kind of like had their like reason and time, but I don't know. When I was planning my wedding last year and part of this year, there were a lot of wedding traditions that I was like, hell no.
Oh, like such as?
God, just like, I don't know. Because I just
misogynistic bullshit.
Kind of, yeah. The whole like, who gives this woman away? I was like, I don't want that phrasing. I was like, I'll have my dad walk me down the aisle, but we're not gonna say those words.
Right.
My mom's like,
give this property to you now.
I know. And my mom was like kind of freaking out about it because she was like, but it's normal. And I was like,
but just because a thing is normal doesn't mean that it should be.
Right.
I mean, if you lived in the British Isles a couple thousand years ago, normal was burning your own countrymen alive in wicker cages, right? We don't need to uphold tradition just for its own sake.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess there's so many things I just hope never come back. I feel like the generation coming up right now are starting to be a little more practical. Like, I feel like my mom's generation, like, if you were young in the 60s and 70s, like, you had to have your house spotless if somebody's going to come by. Even if they're just, like, popping by for a second, your house is spotless. And, like, that's nice. It's good for things to be clean. But, like, just having to feel like you have to entertain your close friends or like put on like airs for your close friend. I'm just glad that, I don't know, I feel like our generation and the younger generation, they're starting to feel a little more relaxed and casual. So I guess
I would definitely agree with that. Yes, because my mom was the same way. It was like everything like the white glove test almost.
Yeah,
And
right?
Oh, wow.
And you're like, if
So-
someone comes over and there's a speck of dust on the coffee table, it's gonna be okay.
right.
You failed as a woman. It's
Yes.
just one speck of dust.
The best part of that is like, how often are people coming over?
Well, never.
Exactly.
But,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
that's
say,
why,
I
because
never
I'm so
implement.
ashamed.
But yeah, I think nowadays, like, young people have realized it's okay to just hang out at somebody's house and eat pizza and like use their Wi-Fi, and everyone sits around on their phone. People are like, oh, young people don't know what it's like to have real fun. I'm like, that sounds amazing, and it's always sounded amazing to me. I just didn't know it was going to be possible in the future. Where we just all sit around getting on the internet together. Oh, yes.
Exactly. It's like anytime that came about, people would have been doing it. It's not just this
It's
generation.
true.
It's a
People
It
used
would
to get lost in their books, and then they'd
Yeah.
be doing this. So when the people are talking about like, oh, the next generation, their necks are going to be fucked up because they're always looking down at their phones. But it's like people have been looking at books for thousands of years.
right.
People have said,
And
oh,
yet-
all these monks, their eyes are going to fall out of their heads because they've got the candles and they're doing all this illumination in the manuscripts.
Yeah.
And yet, it really bugs me when some old white guy is like, young people don't understand how nice it was to be able to talk to strangers on the street. I'm like, clearly you've never been a woman, because talking to strangers on the street is the last fucking thing any of us want to do.
Terrible.
Yeah. I'm like, I guess maybe if you lived in Mayberry, you old fuck. But outside of that.
Yeah, it's like advertising. Like if you like, no one wants to be advertised to, but we're all getting hit with advertisement. But like if you're a lady walking down the street and some guy tries to talk to you, he's basically just advertising for his dick.
His dick, yeah.
And you're like, I don't need to see this right now. So,
I don't want you-
And
I don't
he's
want
like,
dick pics.
oh, now I'm gonna have to murder you. Damn it.
Yeah.
yeah, normally if you click out of like a pop-up ad, the ad doesn't scream at you,
Right.
call you
It doesn't
fat.
dump your body in the
Maybe that's
ravine.
a new strategy to reject rando dudes. Is like, click. I'm trying to click on the pop-up window that brought you into my life, and it's not working. Although I did hear about this one woman was recommending, like, if guys keep coming up to you in bars, start acting like an NPC, like swivel around and talk to them and say, like, I hear the king has a new counselor, and then turn away. Like,
And then turn back and say it again.
yeah, I'd say, or like have like 3 stock phrases that
Right,
you
that you
repeat.
rotate through.
I really like the woman who said when she gets catcalled, she responds by basically doing a pterodactyl scream at them.
It's a good
Like,
way to respond.
That makes me happy. The last time I was walking outside after dark one night recently, and this car slowed down and like honked at me, and I just screamed, "Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit!" I just like, it's like 10 o'clock at night. There's this crazy white bitch passing in a car. I can't even imagine what people thought. I just was so angry because I was like, it's after dark. How
Yeah.
dare you think, like,
Yeah.
how dare you think this is appropriate, period? But like right now, it's after dark. I'm alone, and you think now
You're
is
already
a good
scared
time.
as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
walking in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah. And oh man, I just went off on that motherfucker.
Damn.
So that's a trend I hope goes away and never comes back.
Talking to strangers and catcalling, fuck yeah.
Yeah, fucking all of that. And also the car thing freaks me out because someone can like pop out and grab you.
And grab, yeah,
Mhm.
that shit
Yeah.
is terrifying. I don't think many guys realize just how scary it is to be approached by someone who is in their car.
in a vehicle. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
That-
even just
that
like
shit is-
walking past cars like on the sidewalk, and there's the big van there, and it's
Yeah.
always like you
And
hear the
you're
stories
like-
about the door opens and
Right. And you get
Yeah.
pulled in.
yeah. So
Immediately pee yourself. Apparently, that's a really good deterrent.
I'll do that.
It depends on what they're into.
That's true,
Yeah.
right? But if they're so overcome with arousal at you urinating on yourself, they'll probably let you go, and then you can scramble away like a
'cause they
lizard.
will have
Like,
just come and then
they'll be too relaxed and happy in that
They
moment.
got what they need.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I'm good now. So
I'm good. I don't have to murder
Anyway.
you.
Pee.
Well,
Wow.
Amanda,
yeah, I think
seems
with
like
that,
a good way to take us out.
that is
Pee
gonna
on
do it.
yourself.
for this episode of the Dork Pridecast. Of course, as always, we want to give a big thank you to Sarah Donner for allowing us to use music off of her album Black Hole Heart.
You can find the Damsel of Dorkington on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the usual places. Also, if you have a few minutes, please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen to it. It's a huge help to us, and it costs you $0.
But if you do want to contribute in the form of dollars, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington, where you can get access to rewards that are only available there, such as a metric fuck ton of bonus content and being on the list of super awesome patrons that we thank at the end of the episode, like these people. What are we doing? It's an even episode.
I don't know. What are we doing?
Let's assign them all some kind of horrible trend from the past.
A horrible trend from the past. Danielle, do you want to get in on this? Oh, you don't have the list in front of you. I'm dumb.
But you can just throw shit out there if you want. So I'm going to say John Haidt is known for his luxurious mullet. The front part comes down 1 inch exactly, and then the back part is 7 feet long.
That is impressive.
I want to say thank you to Mary Henderson, who is known for her adorable white t-shirt underneath a little baby doll dress.
Oh, God.
I feel attacked.
That's like one of my favorite things from the 90s.
Rissy said a thing from the past. She didn't say did she say a horrible thing from the past?
I did.
It's fine. Whatever. I'm sure someone thinks it's horrible. Sorry.
We also want to thank Joshua Griffiths, who always dresses for dinner and has a jaunty hat because he's a very dapper lad from, I don't know, the way back.
Swindler out of Tammany Hall. So we would extra specially like to thank Sean Palmer, who is not only a great guy, but also a Roman legionary. He kills a lot of people with a sword, and he looks incredibly stylish doing it. He has the red cloak. He's got that centurion shit going on. Unfortunately, that's not legal anymore here in the 2010s.
Unfortunately?
But it looks really great. So thank you, Sean.
Okay, cool. Also, thank you to Richard Hirsch, who is currently trying to single-handedly bring back a rat tail. Thank you for the suggestion in the chat from Josh. Yep. And not even like a cool like Padawan rat tail, just like a real in the back gross ass rat tail.
It's like the mullet's hideous widowed aunt.
We also want to thank Andrew Murray, who is wearing one of those big powdered wigs, like Marie Antoinette, and the arsenic-based makeup with the like beauty mark drawn on.
That's hot.
He's very.
That is hot.
Yeah, it is.
Mad props to Alec Teller, who has 50 pounds of beard and makes all the women in his life live in a tent when they're menstruating.
Okay. Yep. That's a thing. Also, we want to thank John Kozlowski, who builds entire like mausoleums to cat poop with his own hands.
He's an Egyptian, what you're saying.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
Also, we want to thank April Barker, who is a sassy flapper. So she's got the like beaded dress and the little headband, the cute little bob haircut.
Charleston.
Additionally, we would like to thank Kevin Larson, Jason Sanchez, what in the chat, Joseph Harris, Irv Walter, Daniel Neruda, Melody Glatzel-Smith, William Priest, what, also in the chat, Wayne Walls, Darren Wilson, Ryan De La Rosa, Jeremy Elbows Hannah, the Sensual Menus Podcast, Rusty Hill, Frank Saris, and of course, last but not least, the Hodor of our hearts, Jodor Mayville.
Jodor, what?
So thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been episode 100, part 2 of the Dork Pridecast. We will see you all in 2 weeks.
Deuces!
Jetpack.